So far, pretty straightforward. Let's keep going. Like, this stuff is easy, you know it already. So there we've got the items printed out a bit more. So there's a little problem here. The range function is used to generate a sequence of numbers. I'm going to go off tangent here, but it's important to understand how range works. So when you have only one argument, when a user calls range with one argument, the user will get a series of numbers that starts at 0 and includes every whole number up to, but not including the number that the user has provided as the stop. For example, Python range 6, you're going to get printed out, you're going to get 0 up to 5, but not, you stop at 6. So you print it out, you get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it'll loop around 6 times, starting at index 0 and finishing at index 5. Easy peasy. So here are some examples. So for this first one here, for I in range 10, and I've just decided to use the len separator argument here. I'm going to print them all on one line. So I in range 10, print I. So you're just going to print from 0 up to 9. So remember, stop at 10 there. So start at 0, go print up as far as 9 and stop at 10. Similarly, the next one, I again here, range is 20. So that's going to be 0 to 19, stop at 20. And again, range 8. That's going to be 0 to 7 printed out and stop at 8. So lovely stuff, easy. So then when you provide two arguments, if you provide a start and a stop, when the user calls range with two arguments, the user gets to decide not only where the series of numbers stops, but also where it starts. So in this scenario, the user doesn't have to start at 0 all the time. The user can use range to generate a series of numbers from x to y using a range xy, where x will be included but y will be not. So this example here, we start at 0, we go up to, but we do not include the 6. So we start at 0, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you don't include the 6, you stop at the 6, you do not include it. So here are some code examples for this one. So the first one we've got there is from 1 to 11, meaning we start printing at 1, We'll stop at 11, we will not include 11, so 1 to 10 will be printed out. You can see it there illustrated down here below. Similarly, 3 to 9, you'll print from 3 all the way up to 8, and including 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but you won't include the 9. So you start at the 3, you stop at the 9, you do not include the 9. And 2 to 20, start at 2, go up to 20, do not include the 20, so basically you're printing as far as 19, or the 19 out there. Okay, no problem. So range is becoming easier here, hopefully. And the last type of example for the range is when you provide three arguments. The start of where you want to start, where you want to stop, you don't include the stop, and the steps you may want to include in between. So when a user calls range with three arguments, the user can choose not only where the series of numbers will start and stop, but how big the difference will be between one number and the next. If user doesn't provide a step, then range will automatically behave as if the step is 1. So in this example here, we are going to start at 0, go all the way up to 10, but not include 10. So that will be basically as far as kind of 9 we'll be considering, and go in steps of 2. So we'll be going 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. We're not including 10, so the next one will be 10, and we don't include that. So these particular examples here, again down below, just two examples. Start at 3. Go up to 31, go in steps at 3. So we're going to have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and 30 printed out. And this one here, start at 5, go up to 51, steps of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So the above code examples are by no means top class programming. It is just coded in a way so that you gain a greater understanding of how the range function works when three arguments are provided. And finally, look what happens when I change the stop values. So for example, using a range to print the numbers divisible by 3 here, and you can see that you only go as far as 27 here in this first one. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. We do not get 30 printed out. So you need to just be careful there, often referred to as the off by 1, or if you want 30 included, you have to go to the next one up there, which would be 31. And similarly here, if you wanted the 50 to be included, you'd have to go to 51. because this will go up to but not include the 50, go up to but not include the 30. So you go up to but you don't include the stop value. And hopefully, if you weren't already familiar with the range function, you are now.